We're live.
We are live.
Welcome, everybody, to May 11th, 2026, the Baltimore Town Board meeting. Can you please stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, everybody got the January 5th meeting minutes? You guys? Did you Janet?
Yes.
Did you guys see the January?
I did receive the January 5th, 2026 Town Board organizational meeting minutes. Yes, I did.
Yeah, motion that we approve those minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I
Opposed? So carried. This is my supervisor's report. Hopefully it's the last time I have to say something like this. In November of 2025, I was very proud to be elected town supervisor by people who have been my friends and neighbors for years. I knew I had a lot to learn, but was looking forward to working constructively with the town board and town clerk. Unfortunately, we have not had a good start. In this statement, I'm going to describe the transition, roles and responsibilities, management of files, and the conclusion. The only handover meeting with the previous administration took place December of 2025. A more frequent, detailed transition process is both normal and required and would have been extremely helpful. Instead, when my future deputy supervisor, Michelle Stefanik, and I met with the town supervisor and deputy supervisor, we discussed the roles and responsibilities of the town supervisor, but were not shown where the files were kept or how things were organized. I knew that the previous supervisor shared an office with the town clerk. They had worked on a lot of projects together and appeared to have a great working relationship. They both had full access to the town files at all times, so I expected the same access from the town clerk. This has not happened. And as I previously stated multiple times now, most of the file folders that I received were empty. When I asked the town clerk where I could find things, for example, previous agendas, resolutions, and contracts, she would tell me that they were on the supervisor's computer. I've also mentioned this on many occasions. The files on the supervisor's computer were deleted. There was a large vertical cabinet that only had empty green drop folders, and those two were empty. As has been made clear, the town clerk is responsible for the good order of all the town's files and records, but somehow the files that I needed were missing. I was not able to get into the building until January 15, 2026, when the town clerk had given me a key to the building, but not the alarm code. So she was the only person that had both the key and the alarm code. I didn't get access to the security system until February 19th. In the absence of these working files, my own start to the job was delayed and impacted, and had impacted my ability to meet my important new responsibilities. It was a disappointing and messy introduction at the time, when I only wanted to work collaboratively to accomplish the work needed for this town. The roles and responsibilities of the town board, town supervisor, and town clerk can be simply stated. The town board is the governing board of this town. It has many functions, including filling vacancies in town offices and selecting professionals needed by the town. The board sets the general policy direction of the town and looks after well-being of the town's infrastructure and environment. In New Baltimore, this is done through committees led by the members of the town board. Town supervisor is a member of the town board and chairs its meetings. As your supervisor, I'm responsible for carrying out the decisions of the board. I am also the town's fiscal officer in charge of the town's financial health. That includes budget responsibility and producing annual financial reports. I am also responsible for HR. My deputy supervisor and I do the payroll, and we look after employees more generally, a job I take especially seriously. More broadly, I am responsible for ensuring the smooth management of the town's affairs in all of its departments. The town clerk is an administrative official whose role is to support the board's functions. The clerk is not a member of the governing board and does not participate in decision-making / voting, but it is in charge of most town records, issues certain licenses and permits, files reports with county and state agencies as required, and is involved with election administration and legal notices. I have recently been accused of mismanaging personnel records and important cemetery maps and files. These are two separate issues, and I'm going to set the record straight on each of them. It was often during the months of January and February that I had asked the town clerk for employee files. As the fiscal officer of this town, I also wanted to make sure that the files were in order so I could meet my responsibilities, both for payroll and management of the town. At that time, the town clerk was busy with tax season and would get to me when tax season was over. On March 11th, 26th, the deputy superintendent of highways asked me how long it takes for an employee to get their health insurance cards. So I had called the insurance agent to find out about the health insurance and the cards that he did not receive that following day to find out what was taking so long. I was told that, and I didn't have access to his employee file still. I did take the key and I took the files from the town clerk's office, as everyone already knows this, and I placed them in a locking file cabinet in my office. When speaking with the insurance agent, she was told that this employee had been resigned by the previous supervisor. So he didn't have health and coverage effective January 1st of 26, even though he thought he had. I knew the town clerk's office was busy with tax collecting in these early months, but I had an employment issue that needed to be resolved ASAP before the person was not getting their employment benefits. The town clerk was out of town. Her key had been left for one of the other deputy clerks. I used the key and I went into her office and took the records from her unlocked file cabinet. I had told the insurance company that the employee did not resign, and I was able to resolve the insurance issue, and then I locked the personnel records in my cabinet in my office. The personnel records never left my office or the building, and they were returned to the town clerk the day after she asked me for them, which was March 18th. It is clear that the town clerk and supervisor have different responsibilities, but they are obliged to help each other function effectively. If the personnel records had been kept securely and in good order, it should have been a simple matter to share them with me. Instead, the town clerk did not provide me with the access to the files. I still do not have access to those files. Nor did she keep the employee records in a locked cabinet. Rather than functioning as a responsible member of the town's management, the town clerk has repeatedly made it difficult for me to do my job. Now for the cemetery records. In February of 2026, council member David Fall, who was on the cemetery committee, reached out to Art Bias, the sexton of the town cemeteries. According to the sexton, these records should have been in the previous supervisor's lower right desk drawer. David Fall also learned that the files were sent to a lawyer, David Fleming, in August of 2025. And then they were returned to the town board, we believe, December of 2025. At the April 27th work meeting, the previous deputy supervisor said that the cemetery files were not in the supervisor's desk drawer because he had collected them to be available for the incoming supervisor. I do not know where they were put after that. I only know that they were not available to me on January 5th, and I still have not seen them. Dave Fall has been exhausting every possible angle to recover these cemetery files, and has also been working to piece together as much information as he can from other sources. The management of New Baltimore cemeteries is a new town responsibility. Ideally, the original cemetery files, including maps and essential records of cemetery plot ownership and availability, would have been secured in a locked file. A second copy of all this information should have been available for use in daily work, allowing the town to meet its new responsibilities. That was not done. I am as dismayed as everyone else is that these cemetery files remain missing. Finally, in order to reassure people and improve the town's operations, the town board will commission an independent investigation into the management of town files and ask the New York State Comptroller's Office for an audit of the town's finances. In a special effort to locate the missing cemetery file, we will also commission an independent contractor to conduct a supervised search of town files, including those archived in the basement, those boxed in the basement, and identified to have been to the Catskill Shredding Center. As a board, we want to know where things have gone wrong and what we can do to improve our administration. It is what we owe you and ourselves to ensure we have honest and transparent government in New Baltimore. Speaking more personally, I am frankly disgusted by the claims that I have misused or shredded personnel and cemetery files. I am simply just trying to do the job you elected me to do as honestly as I can. I did receive a copy of the police report, and it says here, with my investigation, this is the trooper speaking, there was no crime committed in this case. No further New York State police action will be taken. Now to the public comment period. Janet Angelus.
Janet Angelus, live in the Hamlet. I came to comment tonight because I want to compliment this board on the way you've been taking care of the town's business. The agenda tonight is a pretty good example of that. There are a bunch of issues that need to be discussed. They're not solved. They're discussed openly. When there is an issue, you bring it up at the meeting, and we're aware of what you're working on, and I really appreciate that. And I want to also make a few comments about the so-called missing files. I've been at several of the most recent meetings or watched them on YouTube, and I was really shocked at your regular meeting in April when people started saying things about those files that had not been part of the town clerk's public statement, the letters that she read in, I think it was late March. It's like, where did they get this information or misinformation? And it's clear that much of it was false. It seemed to me, though, as I think about files, that there are working files. If I know when I'm working, I want access to my files. I don't want to have to go to someone for them. And then there are inactive files that and it might be not smart to kind of clarify that in a resolution of some sort. I don't know, but I want to say thank you.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you, Janet.
Ellie.
My name is Ellie Alfeld. I'm on Independence Lane, not in the hamlet, but on the other side of the railroad tracks. All right. I have a couple of things I want to bring to the board and the public. We are going to vote on our school taxes on the 19th. I don't know how many of you people have looked over that are from the RCS, the booklet that they sent us. But I was eating it, to be frank. This is the second time in my appearing at the town board meetings that I requested from RCS, how many kids are coming from New Baltimore to go to RCS? And I was waiting up until 5 o'clock tonight to get an answer, and I'm still waiting, but I've given up hope. It's not the first time I asked for it. Last time it took quite a while too. My problem is, it was before, it is still. In New Baltimore, as most of you know, we are taxed higher than the other places, okay? And according to this little note, they're estimating for 26, $3,642 on a home that is based on $100,000 value, all right? Well, I've watched the price of my house, it's 40 years old, go up higher and higher. I haven't done a hell of a lot to it, but the price keeps saying, oh, it's worth more, it's worth more. Well, they can tell me that, but that's only for the benefit of raising taxes on me. I know what's real. I want to know if I'm paying to educate these kids from New Baltimore. I don't care about the rest of it, they handle themselves. But the kids in New Baltimore need an answer as to why are they charging us so much? And yet it's enough money, in all probability, like the last time, you could send your kid to CBS, right?
Notre Dame.
All right, so go Notre Dame. I'm not choosy. But,
CBA. CBA.
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no.
Hey, I'm lucky I'm talking here. The thing is, we sit in our little houses and we say, oh, woe is me, or who the hell am I kidding? But somebody's gotta look into this, because right now, if all of you people, and most of them, drive up to Albany and back or what have you, you go near the Jericho driveway. When you get up there, you'll see a big housing development. And when you look at that housing development, you figure it out, because it was built so that the town of Bethlehem collects the taxes on that low-income housing, and yet it's going to RCS school district, and that puts more on us. There's gotta be an end to this somewhere. Second thing I'd like to bring before you.
Ellie,
Yes,
your time's up.
okay.
Yeah.
It was only about the seniors.
Do you want me to read something?
Excuse me?
Did you want me to read something?
No, I got red notes here and red pen. I'll
Put
talk
in
to
another
other
card for you.
What?
We could put in another card for you for the seniors.
All right, all I want to get upon to the seniors is, and only, not only seniors, people that are over 60.
Are there any more?
You are entitled to go to the Cooksaki Senior meetings. The town of Cooksaki pays for all of that. It's open to you. They have you listed as being members, New Baltimore members at Cooksaki. Okay? All right.
Thank you, Ellie. That's actually pretty interesting.
Well, it gets better,
Okay,
Michelle,
sorry.
because I'm gonna tell you, I've been in this room so many years. You're getting tired of seeing me, but that's beside the point.
Never.
In my standing of these meetings, only once in all these years, as my mother used to say, I've only seen the town of New Baltimore dictate or give some money to buy some chairs for the Cooksaki. They do not donate anything, and it's not even in the budget, a line item anymore. And I don't know why it was taken out, because when you assign money on a line item in the budget, whoever spends any money has to account for that money, right, Anne Marie?
Got it.
Okay,
Got it, Ellen.
so, I almost think I'm out of wind and out of time, but the thing is,
You can give it.
we have had in this town
Give it to Denise.
for the 15 years that I know of, because between Reverend, which was Susan, okay, Reverend Susan, who was the pastor down in the hamlet, and I went to David Lewis 15 years ago asking for financing for the seniors. The first thing he said to me, Ellie, we can't afford it. Well, he changed his tune the next day when I told him, these are the people that vote every time. Oh, well, the kids, don't tell me about kids, I've been a kid. Now I'm a senior, I wanna see you remembering us. So, this coming Wednesday is the last luncheon for the season. It's open to anybody, there's no age limit, there's no sex limit, there's no religious limit, okay? You're welcome to come. You call, make a reservation, pick up your food, and you're done.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Ellen.
Ellen.
Thank you.
I'm sorry if I took up too much time.
It's all worth it.
Hey, you of all people shouldn't complain. Oh, God.
Okay, we've been asked to read the guidelines for the public comment conduct during town board meetings. One, the supervisor shall preside at the meetings of the town board. In the absence of the supervisor, the deputy supervisor shall be the acting supervisor. In the event that both supervisor and deputy supervisor are absent, the members shall designate one of the members to act as temporary chairman. The majority of the board shall constitute a quorum for the transaction of business, but a lesser number may adjourn. Number two, town residents who wish to speak shall fill out a card at the entrance of the meeting room listing their name, contact information, and subject matter in which they would like to speak. These cards will be collected prior to the beginning of the town meeting and given to the town supervisor or deputy supervisor in the absence of the supervisor. Number three, speakers must be recognized by the presiding officer and then proceed to the lectern and state their name and address. They must limit their remarks on official town business to up to 3 minutes. They must address their remarks to the board as a body and not to any member thereof, and not to other members of the audience in form of a debate. Number four, speakers should present the remarks in a courteous manner and may not make disparaging remarks or personal comments about public officials, town residents, or others. All speakers and individuals attending the meeting will observe the commonly accepted rules of courtesy, decorum, dignity, and good taste, with no cursing, swearing, clapping, booing, finger pointing, bullying, whispering, or talking that disrupts the proceedings of the business of the town board. Number five, any speaker who disregards the directives of the presiding officer in enforcing the rules, disturbs the peace at a meeting, makes impertinent or slanderous remarks, or generally conducts themselves in an inappropriate manner shall be barred from further participation and will forfeit any balance of time remaining in their comments. Number six, after a final warning, if a speaker willingly refuses to step down, the town supervisor shall contact the appropriate authorities to remove the speaker from the meeting room and restore order. Number seven, the town supervisor, or in their absence, the deputy supervisor, shall ensure compliance with all of these rules. Eileen.
My name is Eileen Bosberg from the Hamlet, and I just want to once again say, and I'm repeating myself from the last meeting, that there truly was no reason for this board to do what people accuse them of doing. Stolen files, kitchen tables, shredded files. Each of these board members promised to work in the best interest of the town. Each of them did. I can understand employees being concerned about their, information, but I don't understand people making remarks that were false and accusing our board members of things that were false. We have to work together. And I believe this board can do that. Thank you.
Supervisor, may I make a comment?
Sure.
I just wanted to mention that probably for 15 years now, for people who are concerned about their credit reports, as we all should, and we should do it once a year, there have been free credit reports offered to the 3 major credit reporting agencies for 15 years for free. And all you have to do is go Google free credit reports, ftc.gov, and you can get your free credit reports. Of the 3 reporting agencies, some of them will actually let you check it once a week. And there are also, other courtesies that the reporting agencies will give you. So anybody can get a free report. It isn't anything that anybody should be asked to provide. It's very easy. You can do it online. You can call. It's very easy, but free credit reports have been available for at least 15 years. So if anybody is worried about their private information, that is there, and anybody can check it at any time. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Rob Benetton?
Thank you, Robin, at Bumble Road. Just so you know, the difference between a credit report and a security report, big difference. I'm here to talk about the comprehensive plan. I was told that we have over 20 people applied to be on that. And Mr. Ferry's suggestion that would be cumbersome. But it seems like already direction has been taken without that group being together. I think we ought to at least bring them together once or twice, get a direction set, decide if we're gonna split up into groups, who's gonna be in the groups. Secondly, we haven't even been notified officially.
Thank you.
That we're on it. Said, okay, everybody's been done, that was applied, we still don't know. So, I'm hoping this direction that the board is going to take is made in a private meeting. It's an open meeting with hopefully everybody present. And we can have that transparency and whatnot that you heard about. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
Anne Marie?
I'll let you know, Robbie and I didn't talk. At the last meeting, Danny Berry advised that we could go on the website and look at the different committees that are being formed. I tried that, nothing's on the website, so I'm not sure. Is it on the website?
No, it's not. You're absolutely right.
Okay, thank you. All right, so, I have similar questions to what, Rob was saying, is that, when will people be notified? If they're going to be notified for the different activities. Okay, I have a second question. I asked this before too, and I said it to the previous administration as well. When all of the citizens come to these meetings, questions are asked about many different topics, but somehow the answers never get back to the people. So maybe there should be something set up so that you look at the minutes and you say, okay, this issue was brought up, let's talk about it. So people don't feel that there isn't transparency, or don't feel that you're listening to what they're talking about. I mean, it's like consistent. So I really think that the citizens of the town deserve that. And also you deserve it, so that people aren't coming in here and getting crazy on you, you know, when they're getting frustrated that they can't get on the website, they can't get any answers when they come into the meetings. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anne Marie.
Harold Godney? You wanna do one?
Good evening. I'd like to address, before I even start with my comments, these rules for public participation. You do realize that a lot of the requirements of those rules are inconsistent with law. The law has stated that one does not have to share personal details such as name, address, or contact details to make public comment. Anonymous public comment is generally widely accepted and has been accepted by the courts. So, and I've addressed these discrepancies and these inconsistencies in the past administrations, but they seem to remain in those rules, which is kind of disappointing, because again, it just seems that people at that council table are listening with deaf ears. I have to comment that Madam Supervisor seems to know more about the town clerk's job than apparently she does about her own. Let me just point out that Clerk Barbara Fink's alleged intention to run for office, as stated by Ms. Fonis at the last meeting. Her candidacy, if indeed it is candidacy, is well-founded by more than 12 years of honorable public service as even Baltimore's town clerk. So I personally take umbrage at the fact that you're criticizing her performance and her character in any way whatsoever. She's been elected by the people of the town of New Baltimore 3 times in succession. Her expertise and experience is unsurpassed by anyone on this town board, including the town attorney, I might add. If Ms. Fink does run, it'll be on credibility, merit, and unlike many, if not most, of Ms. Fonis and Ms. Bosberg's candidates run by the New Baltimore Democratic Committee. The town supervisor is the chairperson of the town board at town board meetings. Yes, you got that point correct. So my question is, does the town board have any rules of procedure? It seems that town board members can grill residents at will, like Ms. Cash has done in the past on several occasions, without leave of the town board or leave of the town supervisor. I wonder why. Was Ms. Cash appointed town supervisor at one time? The town board chairmanship is clearly delineated in numerous articles. I'm going to pass some reference works on to you. But I do want to, at this point, give you a working definition of transparency, since you committed yourself to
Sorry,
what was that?
this is 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay. I have 2 cards up there, so let's move on.
I will say in all transparency, Ellie spoke for 7 or 8 minutes, and he didn't shut her down. Nothing against Ellie, I love her to death. But in true transparency, that's what happened.
Exactly. You've had
So if
people.
you're gonna be fair, you're gonna be fair.
Exactly. You've had people up here that's gone on for 11 minutes. Matter of fact, if you look at the video, the last meeting, 11 minutes. And you're shutting people down at 3 minutes. Consistency. As a matter of fact, consistency is established by law in open meetings. Resolution 2026. The interfund transfer of $150,000, inconsistent with general municipal law. Now, if when you were making these statements about the $150,000 transfer, the town attorney was sitting right next to you and didn't draw your attention to municipal law, section 9A. Any cash advance must be repaid as soon as monies are available, but no later than the close of the fiscal year in which the advance is made. The resolution itself is facially inconsistent with law. Town Law, Chapter 32, Article 12A. The water district is a improvement district. Now, provision of that same section 209 application reads, in pertinent part, the town board of any town may, in the manner provided by this article, establish or extend said town improvement districts as defined in this article, and provide improvements or services or both in any such district wholly at the expense of that district, not from the general fund, by the bulk of the taxpayers, period. Another point, Mr. Fowle, you noted that you updated a quote, obsolete website. Well, let me just point out that since you updated the website, Public Officers Law, Article 7, Section 106 minutes sets forth that the minutes of the town of a public meeting must be published within 2 weeks of that meeting. Minutes of all public meetings shall be available to the public in accordance with the positions of freedom of information over the 2 weeks from the date of the meeting. As of this date, May 11, 2026, at least 6 town board meeting minutes have not yet been published, which means the minutes are 49 days past due, and the public has been deprived of knowing the facts surrounding that resolution, that 5626, which is absolutely ridiculous. You're committing to transparency, but there is no transparency.
Harold, that's pretty much our office, is my fault.
No, this is, no.
It is my fault.
Wait a minute,
With the minutes.
I respect you for coming forward with that, but the last time we spoke about this in public, in open meeting, was that it was a problem getting it on the website. In the past, you've always had these minutes ready.
We've had some technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
We're working on.
The law
Should be
is
out.
law.
I know it is,
Okay, the law is law.
I get it. I
Now,
agree with you.
I'll sit down in a second. I just want to give you a working definition of transparency, because apparently, you know a lot about the town clerk's office and job, but I think that transparency just needs a working definition at this point. And be happy to share that with you if I can find it. Transparency is government's obligation to share information with citizens that is needed to make informed decisions and hold officials accountable for the conduct of the public's business. Transparency is the obligation of public officials to act openly, honestly, and make governmental information freely accessible and understandable to citizens in a timely manner. It enables accountability, fosters trust, reduces corruption, and allows for public participation in decision-making. We have yet to see transparency with this board. Thank you.
Thank you, Harold.
Thank you.
Phones,
Pardon me?
phones.
What are you talking about?
Our last one was phones.
Oh, congratulations. You can keep it.
Thanks.
Walt Way?
This 3-minute rule is really throwing a monkey wrench into this, since I put so much time in this cemetery. I think it's a crock, but I'm not sure where the hell to start here with that. So I worked a little bit with Dave over the last couple of weeks. seem to make some progress on the cemetery. But I wanna date back, April 11th, Saturday, Supervisor Dave, my mom, my sister, myself, meant, in the town here, for the cemetery records were missing, trying to figure out how the town was gonna solve the problem. Those questions, a lot of them, I gave to the supervisor, and she wrote them down. Did you ever get to answer those questions? Did you come up with any of them? Before you answer that, you can come back, because that's not going on my time. So, the second one, I asked to inform the public about the missing cemetery records through the town website. Was that done? Come back to that. I also asked the public to be notified about records through the town's letter, maybe making one a month for a few months and then go to whatever it is every quarter. Was that done? I also asked to inform the public about missing cemetery records through the local newspapers. Was that done? We talk about transparency. This has been going on, since I met with the supervisor, 30-some days. I don't know, I haven't gotten any information except for a little bit that I get from Dave. Let's see. Just bear with me here, this is, so I was able to, find what I believe is, most of the plots that the Ways own in, Christian Cemetery. Dave, he's worked with me. I use a metal detector, find a lot of pins, a lot of time, tape measuring, putting flags in. A lot of this stuff that I'm putting down, I'm not real good at this stuff, but I asked this because, these other questions, to go out to the residents of this town, because they might have deeds in the cemetery. And on them deeds, they have plot numbers and lot numbers and section numbers. That would be a great help, but unfortunately, we're not getting anywhere. These questions, if it was done a long time ago, I thought were pretty good solutions, and they still haven't been done. And then, just a little off topic, last week and even now, today, we're getting, the town board, this poor town board, and we wish that it wasn't like that, and social media is tearing it apart. That's all on you. That's because you didn't let us know. How many times have I been up here? This is my third time, and we still nobody told me nothing. So, rest of the town, you're all out there, oh, poor town board members. No, it's your fault. All your fault. And you should own up to it. I'm not saying you're all bad people, but Denise, you really should step down because you're doing a crappy job. I'm not saying you're a bad person, don't get me wrong. But your knowledge of what's going on or your lack of care is not acceptable. As far as Art Bias, is he the town sexton?
Yes.
Okay, I've asked this a few times to be done. Did you ever find out what his duties were? Did you talk to him about it? Did the town meet on it? Did you talk to your attorney? That's a question that you can come back to also. Should he be paid at least $1? He doesn't want any pay, but if he's paid, maybe he wouldn't get sued if something happens and it doesn't come all back on him. It's just a question. I'm not saying that could happen. Let's see. As far as my plots, it goes back to the sexton. What authority does he have where we believe, as my family and mostly me doing the work, that I can pretty much document through one of my mom's hand-drawn maps back into 70, what was it, 78 or something like that. The other ones have a pretty good idea on of the plots. We're talking 30. And, let's see, so I guess my question is what authority is Art gonna have to make the decision? I can pretty much back up what I believe is true and where these plots are, at least for my family. What authority is he gonna have? You know, let's see. Give me some minutes here. I know there's more. So, getting back to if you notified some of our residents, there's some grave markers with some of the families going back around 10 years or so. Some of them just a couple years. So you got Kent's, Travelers, Shazeskis, Paulsley's. I know these people all live right in this one area. If anyone contacted them, sorry.
The tape recorder.
Yep, got it. Sorry. Some other people.
Always do.
Oh, I see.
So I kind of forgot where I was there, but,
Well, we just ask that you don't say the names of the families.
oh,
please.
I'm sorry.
Thank
Since
you.
it's public information out there, I thought,
That's
no-
their
no worries.
information. That's their information.
my bad.
It's their information.
Anyways, there's some good information if someone can turn in some of these deeds. And again, I mentioned this a long time ago and haven't seen anything done. So how about some answers? Can you fire any of them back to me, maybe? I do have another one. Since I think I know where everything is that we own, how and when is this gonna be put in writing where I can be assured that, yup, this is how it's gonna be for the Wade family? Who's gonna make that decision? And I brought this up a long time ago myself.
May I speak?
I hope somebody does, Dave, since you're the only one that seems to know
I can
anything.
wait until I have the cemetery.
Yeah. We can wait.
Well, I'll wait until I have. the
Okay, thank you, Dave. So I get still nothing.
I think he's waiting until
He's
he
gonna
gets his
speak to us.
cemetery
No, no,
report
no,
to give
not
you
that.
an answer.
These other questions, nothing to do with Dave. What about town? Is there a reason why you haven't put this out to the public? Is it like, if you do, you're acknowledging something and you can get sued? Is there a reason, any reason at all? You're just not doing it? I mean, you don't even talk to me? Okay, my next step is I'm getting an attorney. So have a good day. Dave, I'll wait around for anything that's said. This is why, folks,
Okay,
the crap goes on.
new business.
People have all these-
Excuse me. Animal control?
Nothing to update right now. We're close to the end of a very complex issue, but I won't discuss it tonight until I know how it actually ends up.
Okay, thank you. Cemeteries, Dave?
I'm pissed.
Okay. Actually, I want to say, in the last 2 weeks, since the last town board meeting, the town has made unexpected progress in determining plot locations in the Midway Christian Cemetery. Sometime, I don't know when, before the town assumed management last fall, the caretakers of the cemetery implanted metal markers at the corners of lots. Over time, the metal markers became buried in dirt and turf, but with the help of Walter Way's metal detector, Art Bias and I located the majority of the plot corners and marked them with blue and red flags, red for the Way family lots and blue for the other lots. I'm hoping that with an additional 1 or 2 searches with the metal detector, we'll be able to find all the lot corners. We asked that the highway department preserve the location of the flags as they did when the cemetery was last mowed, until a new plot map with lot dimensions and lot owners can be recreated. With the lot corners identified, ground penetrating radar search will probably not be necessary, but in case the orientation of a grave is uncertain, I found a local ground penetrating radar company, Capital Region GPR, who would perform the GPR scan for $250 to $275. That's an order of magnitude cheaper than the Topographics Limited Liability Company's estimate. So although the lot positions are identified, many of the lot deed holders remain to be identified. Beth Ann Woodhull, the last head of the Medway Christian Cemetery Association, has volunteered to help with the identification. But existing lot deed holders must immediately notify the town of their lot numbers and plots. As head of the cemetery committee, I intend to alert existing lot holders through whatever means are available and expedient. I use for me town newsletters, Facebook posts, town website posts, flyers, and phone calls. And suggestions on how to do this are welcome. Art, you asked some questions. I can try to address some of them. I take it upon myself to do this deed holder notification. It's something that has to be done right away. I'm glad that we found your family plots are marked in red, and I think that
For the most of them,
yeah.
we're pretty sure
Yeah.
about the last 8.
So, then if that's the case, we can look into, just firming that up. And I don't know how to do that, but, making it, just making a statement that that's the case.
You got an attorney right there.
I'll have to talk, let me have time to talk with him.
And also, I want to reiterate that this was brought up before, and an attorney should have been able to answer these questions.
I think it's important to note you'd left the last meeting before this came to light, but the last meeting that I was present at, so I don't go to the workshop meeting, so last month's meeting, but there was a privately retained counsel for the cemeteries. I wasn't counsel for the cemeteries. So I just want you to be
Okay,
aware.
then, where's the answers to my question? Right,
Go ahead and finish,
No.
Dave.
So, Walt,
yes.
regarding Art Bias's duties, in the last meeting, I said that's an open issue. It still is an open issue. I just haven't gotten to it yet. And
Isn't that a decision the town makes, the board?
That's right, but someone has to, I formulate as far as I would do it. I mean, the way I would do it is I would formulate the issues first, or his duties first, and then submit it to the board, for approval. And honestly, I've got to get to, sitting with Art. He's been busy in, south of Rhinebeck on a job. And I need to sit with him and talk to him about what his duties should be. So we just haven't gotten to it.
Yeah, Dave, may I ask you a question?
Sure.
I think last year when we, first hired, Featherstone Han, Dave Fleming, to help us take over these abandoned cemeteries, there was a resolution that I believed set out the responsibilities of the sexton, as well as him being paid $125 per burial. Were you aware of that?
Yes, I was aware of that, and those, that resolution is forming the basis for the discussion with Art.
Right,
That's,
okay.
that's the framework.
But it
within-
was, yeah, it was the resolution passed by the town board last year, so it does seem like the starting point.
It's the starting point for the burials themselves, like if you open a grave, but it's not, it doesn't cover like some of the other duties that are being discussed right now. I think that's why Dave wants to talk to Art
Right, no, I
about like,
understand.
what those
And it
duties.
did require a
are.
monthly report to the town clerk about the activities.
Right, but most of the activities mentioned in the resolution have to do with actually burying people, and no one's been buried yet, so there's been nothing for him.
Okay, I
To
thought that was probably
report.
your guidelines.
Right,
Can a sexton make these decisions where we don't have a map, but I can pretty much prove that where I put these flags as ours saying, yup, this is okay, this is a done deal, where this is gonna be in writing? Can you come up with that?
Actually, I think, I don't know my legal footing here, Walt, but I think we can.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
yeah. So one of the goals that, because Dave and I talked about it, is to actually sit down with, with some of the markers that you found and what we know is there. So the first thing we have to do is actually make a physical map, but that doesn't mean that someone can't be buried. The markers are there, and so that's.
Right, I know of
Yep.
three people that's still alive and their spouse has passed on. Like I said, contacting them people would be great because it helps different sections of plots and
Yeah.
lot numbers.
No, I agree with you, absolutely, yeah, and that was what, I think you
So-
had referred to that,
I
Dave.
mean, obviously, what worries me is that someone will come up with the deed, where we don't know, where their spot is. Right now, we don't have a correlation yet between, deed
Right, but
numbers
it's
and-
all still part of a puzzle, so you take it, you photograph it, and you move on from there, and you gather all the information you can.
And then, it's a little bit challenging because, the deed holders on paper are not necessarily the deed holders, in reality. Like, for instance, people give their deeds to their friends. And so we need to have a paper trail, for the deeds that are given, like to, my neighbor. up
Yes,
in Medina.
yeah, I know who you mean, yes.
Okay,
What if he's holding a deed? Yeah, I know it could have been stolen, doubtful, but if it says something that it was traded or something, it should be all fair game.
and, the town needs to work out where those outstanding deeds, eventually, we're gonna be gathering them in. And we have to then make sure that they're archived here in the town for future use.
I just am so disappointed of not getting any answers and the pace of what's being done is only basically you and I. And the rest of the board has, is worthless as tits on the bull.
Well, in defense of the rest of the board, it's my job to be doing to be the cemetery committee with Art, as the sexton.
Is there anything more I can do behind the scenes to help you?
done?
I'm done.
No.
Okay.
Dave,
Y'all
can you
have-
send me that report? Can you send me that report?
I actually, I have a
That'd
question.
be great.
You
Thank
mentioned 30 plots.
This is true,
Can you tell me where you got the number from? I'm just curious.
off the deeds.
Okay.
So the Way family has deeds for 4 lots. And 2, if I understand correctly, 3 of those lots have 8 burial plots.
This is true.
And then there's,
Oh, okay.
in addition to that, so that's 24.
Okay.
And then in addition to that, there's a
3 8 to 6,
Yeah,
let's see.
there's a lot that-
2 to 6,
6 more.
or whatever,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But Dave has a copy of them.
All right, thank you. That's good to know.
Okay, comprehensive plan and zoning code special committee.
Sure. So our last work meeting, I, just to reiterate, had said we had an encouraging large number of volunteers. I floated the idea of a steering committee and asked for volunteers for the steering committee. And I clearly did not communicate well enough. I'm gonna own that. That's on me. I was, due to the outpouring of volunteers, I was expecting similar. That didn't happen. So I'm gonna have to take another crack at that. We'll see what time we get out of here tonight. So I'm either going to follow up with everyone who volunteered in any capacity, either tonight or tomorrow. To Mr. Manettan's point, I'm happy to leave that open. I was trying to make things manageable, but no one has missed anything.
How do we know? We don't know when the meetings are being.
There are no meetings. I was waiting on volunteers. I didn't want to put a specific time frame on it. We'll just make some calls by the end of the week if we have to. Yes,
Yeah, what volunteers are you looking for? I'm confused.
for the steering committee.
So there's a steering committee and then there's
Good luck.
subcommittees?
Yes.
Okay. And how many people do you want on the steering committee?
5 to 6.
Okay, and the purpose of the steering committee is more or less to oversee and
Yeah.
provide
Right,
guidance to all the other committees?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
G?
What if you met as a committee as a whole and then identified steering committee people among them?
I think that would be ideal. Just the work of getting 20 people in the same room together at the same time. But, tonight or tomorrow.
How many people?
How many people do you want on the steering committee?
5 or 6.
5 or 6 and out of 20, okay. All right. Just getting the parameters down here.
I clearly did not communicate well enough at the last work meeting. I'll own that. I apologize for that. I also kind of forgot that most people don't come to all these meetings or watch the owl.
In fact, that's the nature of the whole town boards and the meetings here. Most people in this town don't know because they don't have contact.
Yep.
You all set, Dan?
Yep.
Highway, the only thing that I have is that, Alan's been working with Kuwait, to go repair the roads that have been damaged by the work that they had done. That's the only new thing that I have. Seniors, veterans.
Nothing new. I'm working to get some dates together for the seniors and, veteran picnics, and I've reached out to Barb so we can, have a chat about that and see what might work.
Are you looking for volunteers on this?
We will be, but, we're very preliminary right now, Ellie, we just gotta find some dates first. But anything that you
Well,
want,
I think Barbara's more in tune with when the senior meetings have been or lunches. and Christmas parties. So I leave it up to her to give you some assistance. But I still wanna know why it was ever decided that it was not a line item so that we know what this is costing.
It is a line item.
Not on this year's budget, I don't
Yeah,
believe.
it is.
How much did they set aside?
$1,800.
It was 1,800? Well, hey, we started this 15 years ago. It went from 1,000 to 1,800. That's a big move. But I don't think the town board individuals should be the only ones responsible for providing the food. And they did a bang-up job, but it's coming out of their pocket.
We do what we love.
Oh, I know you love it, making the salads.
So is Shelley.
And we'll be working on that, but, Barb told me tonight that no invitations were ever sent out for the senior picnic.
Just the veterans.
Yeah, and that's,
I'm
They're the
curious
ones
about how the
that don't-
seniors were.
we don't have all the intelligence we used to have if we don't get notification.
Yeah, Ellie, if we didn't send
Well, we did- we
invitations
did
out for the senior picnic, how did people find out?
The newsletter.
Just the
It
newsletter?
went to every home.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was veterans, seniors,
Mm-hmm.
whatever committees we
And they
had.
bunched together.
So then we'll have to time the newsletter to get out to give it some advertisement, I would assume.
I just want to be assured that everybody in this town that wants to know what the hell is going on has the ability to get the information.
I'm with you, girl.
I don't need company.
Well, we're trying to come up with dates, and we'll have to see if it does indeed coordinate with the time the town newsletter goes out for the senior picnic. We have the veterans mailing list, but I was surprised to find out tonight from Barb that no invitations were ever sent for the senior picnic.
That would be hundreds,
I know, and
hundreds,
we've had,
hundreds of invitations.
and you know, and I know that sometimes we've had as many as 80 people at that. And they want to mingle, they want to be included. But if they don't know what the heck is going on, they can't make it.
Yeah, well, Barb and I will work on this,
Okay.
because I was not aware that invitations did not go out for the senior picnic. I did not know that it was only advertised through the newsletter.
And that
Thank
goes
you.
to every house.
Right.
Yep.
No, I understand that, and that's great, but
I think we tried to set the date so it went to net newsletters.
I think you might be right, but I don't remember exactly.
yeah, well, we'll try to set a date that works for this kind of coordination.
Can I ask a question? A show of hands. How many people would be willing or interested in having email, being on an email list, so we can also utilize that as a way of getting people information for anything that, not to bother you with trivial, but important stuff like
Not
that
spamming
we
you.
want to know. Anybody?
Hey,
Just a
I
show
don't
of
care
hands
if you
think it
send
would
me
be a good
email, I
idea.
can delete you as fast as anybody else.
And you can block it too, but yeah,
No, I mean,
we're trying to, again, get
I think
different ways.
information is the most important thing you guys can do for this town.
Right, and that's what we're trying to do. Now, I'll take a little survey as well to see how many people might be interested in receiving emails about this. Newsletter, special events,
Don't overdo it.
what?
She said, don't overdo it.
I know, I can't remember, I thought we looked at the demographics of the town at one time specifically for notification purposes, because we have a lot of seniors.
Right.
We do.
We could do that.
Do we have up-to-date demographics?
Census.
We do.
Like the family, the name of
I
the
don't think
family
so.
and that
We
type of
definitely
thing?
could get that information. We definitely can get that from,
I would think aging or some,
there's
yeah.
different ways we can get that.
Or senior exemptions,
and the
that would be a
vets
list
as well, because the vets,
Oh, they love.
Well, we have that, we do have,
only if they get the loans though. So a lot of them, the vets don't get the loans.
They have the information for the STAR program,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, we have a good,
Senior exemptions, that would be a list.
STAR program.
Yeah,
Okay,
There's a list there.
all right, so then.
we have a good vets list, yeah.
Yeah, I think
We
you might
can
have
get
to
them.
consider privacy
We can get-
issues here too, because you just can't go and start pumping out email addresses and personal information. This stuff is normally redacted in a FOIL, for instance.
Yeah,
Well-
now we've made it clear, Harold, that anybody would have to sign up for this.
You
We
need
would not be
consent to do
spamming
this.
anyone.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. And you
I think
could, you know, you
in
use,
taking a survey or canvassing this group here, say you've got 5 people raising their hands.
it was just a casual
That was
thing.
fun, but I
It
mean.
wasn't official at all.
You know, so.
And we'll
I
take
think
it,
that's-
we'll take it to a larger demographic to see if people are interested.
Yes, that will definitely be in the newsletter.
I'd include a form in there
Yeah.
that, you know, where people, similar to a petition, you sign a petition is public, right? You answer on a private information, email or address or name or something like that. You voluntarily send that in, there's your consent, okay?
Yeah, it has to be consent. We're not gonna spam anybody.
Good, Jen.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, isn't this, much of these discussions is more appropriate to a board meeting rather than in a regular town board meeting?
You know what, if we get it done, it's good.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, you need policy, you need procedures.
Yeah, absolutely, but this was
Okay.
just a,
That's the
like
only
I
way you can
said,
be able to establish order in the meeting, if you have a policy. Town law 63 or 62, I think, says that you permissibly can establish.
I'm gonna do tech. So, I shared a summary of potential website software vendors, vendor contact information, features, and costs with the board members. The board needs further discussion of desired website feature content. The cost of implementation ranges, this is just the implementation, ranges from 4.4K to no charge. And the yearly maintenance fee ranges from 4.64K to 1.66K. Of course, the choice of a vendor will depend on features as well as cost. Yeah, the statement was made in the April 27th board meeting that the town supervisor's computer had no erase files at the end of last year, 2025. In order to confirm this statement as much as possible, I contacted ITS, the company that provides New Baltimore with IT support, and asked for a description of their actions when the computer was returned to ITS. Joseph Wolodkovich, the president of ITS, provided the following report on May 7th. And now I quote, original PC AI 00649 was finally pulled back on January 27th by myself and brought to ITS for recovery investigation as to files that were possibly deleted from local PC and subsequently Office 365, OneDrive, etc. Denise was set up on LT 001157, which was a grant laptop that hadn't been used. Data was restored and access was given to Denise Deborah to review and verify the information. So the files were restored. I asked him also about I'm not quoting anymore, but I asked him about whether or not there was data recovered from disk. He said, no, we have not done a data drive recovery on the physical disk, but we do have an electronic copy of the disk image as well as the original disk that was duplicated. And that's the end of the quote. I'd be happy to share this email upon request.
Could I have that further?
Yeah, Mr. Fowles, there was also the possibility, because every file on a computer, even when deleted, leaves a digital footprint, which may allow recovery of that particular file. So even if there is the allegation substantiated or unsubstantiated, that
Denise, is he supposed to be talking?
Sure. No.
which are covered. You want me to get up to the podium?
Truck, old business, truck traffic?
I'm gonna give an update on the truck traffic work that we've been doing. As you know, we've been working really hard against the issues that we've been having in the town for truck traffic for quite a long time. We've been working with Senator Fahey and Senator Hinchy. We've talked with multiple towns, with the village of Ravenna, and I have a couple of really good updates on that. One thing that came out of all of the towns working together in the village was that Albany County, the Advanced Albany County Alliance was going to do a traffic study. At first, they did not include New Baltimore or actually Bethlehem. So we pushed back on that. Senator Hinchy made a call to Dan McCoy, and we were very happy to hear that we shall be on that traffic study, which is really important because the traffic study has to be done consistently. You can't have a traffic study done here by a different group and that group, another group. It has to be consistent data, measurements exactly the same. So that was a really, really good outcome. The other thing is that in fact tomorrow we have a conference call, which we've been asking for a long time with New York State DOT. And they had been putting it off. They sent us a letter, and I'm going to be quite honest, was disappointing. They were falling back on typical taxonomy of roads. This is the type of road, this is the type of truck, this is the type of blah, blah, blah. And so that was a very disappointing letter. But so tomorrow we are meeting with the senators, the two senators, and the DOT and the towns, the leadership of the towns, and we are going to be, they only gave us a half an hour, but they said in their letter that they'd be happy to work with us on the traffic study if it occurs, which it will occur. We're also, I also asked Senator Hinchy's office if they could please talk to Dan McCoy's office and get us a meeting for an update with all the towns and the village about the status of the traffic study, which has already begun in early stages. And also, there will be 3 public meetings held that we can all come to. And the first is supposed to be on, I've been told, May 26th in Queens. So I will definitely update more on that as soon as I get that official information. But those were 2 really good outcomes that we've had so far in the truck traffic. We've told DOT we're gonna keep pushing on this. I've done a lot of research and looking at things they've done where they have alleviated roads based on different characteristics of the road, even though they were a state road or other, what they call a qualifying highway or access road. And they were actually successful, the people in those towns, which was mainly in the Finger Lakes, where they had those roads restricted. And also looking back at DOT language from that time, there's definitely things in there that we can point to that refer to our roads as well. And so that's also going to be part of the discussion. I also spoke with Pat Linger, and I asked, was there ever an impact study done at the time that the port and all the other industry was being approved and coming in? And as far as I know, there was not an impact study, and we are an adjacent county. Our town is adjacent to Queens and Ravenna, and I've been looking at some of the legal language about that as well. So there were no public meetings as far as I've been told, and so we're looking into that angle as well, because in that case, we've taken on a burden and an impact that we were not in any way apprised of what the study might have shown. So that's where we're working on it right now. And then I'll just go into the truck track. So I also have mentioned in other meetings that we were working to get the reimbursement from the state DOT on the money that was, we advanced, the town paid out in advance for the traffic study that was done here last year and in 24-25. And we had, DOT had admitted that they had made some errors in the management of that contract. We went through a whole lot of other paperwork with the controller's office, And I'm really happy to say that I was able to get from MJ Engineering all their complete invoices, which the DOT needed to give us our reimbursement. There were 10 invoices, and we will be, in the next couple of weeks, I'm promised, getting back $94,138 that we will be back to our coffers, which where they should be.
Very good.
So I'll keep everybody posted on that as well.
And I just had a question. The company that's doing all of the traffic studies, is this committee involved with the criteria being used for the traffic study? So there's consistency, and also the traffic study that was already done here, will that be able to be utilized?
I've provided that traffic study to the county as well, but no, the problem is, Emery, we've not gotten any information about the status of the study. We've not gotten any information about the what is actually going to be done, timeline, nothing. And so that's why I asked Senator Hinchy, I said, when are we going to be told? Because Senator McCoy's office was supposed to contact us right after that was approved, that we'd be on the study, and they didn't. So that's why I asked Senator Hinchy, and they're going to set up a briefing for us to get exactly that, because Queens doesn't have that information either. Nobody
The
has.
towns of your committee, have the people in your committee created any substantial issues or criteria that they want to give them to?
Oh,
incorporate?
absolutely. We have all that from the study last year. I have tons of stuff that, and we've met with Senator Fahey already. I've been in constant contact with Senator Hinchy about this, and they know every time something happens, and I've given them all the information about the impact on our town. So
Is Harvard or any representatives going to be at these meetings?
tomorrow, yes,
Okay.
yes. Nick Laraway will be there. He has been at all the meetings.
Okay.
That's okay. Thank you. You want to read this one, Janet?
Was that? Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Resolution to approve the use, whoops, there's the, actual number one. There we go. Resolution 82 2026, May 11th, 2026. Resolution to approve the use of the town hall courtroom to serve as the welcoming point for ticket holders of the Greene County Historical Society 46th Annual Tour of Homes, and to approve the placement of an exhibit in the town hall courtroom of memorabilia of the historical schoolhouse located on Route 144 in the hamlet of New Baltimore. Whereas this is an important year of historical events in our nation, whereas our town has a wealth of history that we are proud of and wish to preserve appreciation of, whereas the town board has already approved by Resolution 49, 2026, that the town of New Baltimore shall support activities to be made by the town to commemorate our history during the semi-quincentennial anniversary year of our nation. Whereas generations of children of New Baltimore families, many of whom still reside in the town, attended school at the historical schoolhouse located on Route 144 in the New Baltimore hamlet and directly opposite the historic First Presbyterian Church. Now therefore be it resolved, the town hall courtroom shall serve as a welcoming venue for ticket holders of the Greene County Historical Society 46th Annual Tour of Homes on June 6th, 2026. And town historian Ted Hilscher shall work to create an exhibit of historical documents and photos of the aforementioned schoolhouse to be displayed in the town hall courtroom for viewing on June 6th. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Okay, I gave you a resolution, do you have it?
Mhm.
That's 83. So it's gonna be 83. Well, isn't the audit of 2080?
That'll be 84 now.
Oh goodness, okay.
Resolution 83-2026, resolution approving payment in lieu of taxes agreement. Whereas LSE Monteceros LLC, the owner, has submitted a notice of intent to each of the taxing jurisdictions that it plans to build and operate a solar energy system as defined in New York Real Property Tax Law, Section 487, 1B, herein the project, with an expected nameplate capacity of approximately 4.8 megawatts AC on a parcel of land or portion thereof located at 14073 Route 9W within the town of New Baltimore and identified as tax map ID 7.03-1-7 as described in Exhibit A here in the property, and whereas the town of New Baltimore, New York has not opted out of RPTL Section 487, and whereas pursuant to RPTL Section 487 9A, the town has indicated its intent to require a payment in lieu of taxes pilot agreement with the owner, under which the owner or any successor owner of the project will be required to make annual payments to the town for each year during the term of this agreement. And whereas the Ravenna Selkirk School District and Greene County have adopted resolutions and approved the multi-jurisdictional pilot, and whereas the parties intend that during the term of the pilot, the portion of the project eligible for exemption pursuant to RPTL Section 487 will be exempt from taxation and subject to the annual payments set forth therein. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board as follows. Section 1, the town hereby approves pilot under which the town will receive a payment of $4,265 in year 1, and the payment amount under the agreement shall escalate 2% every year, and the term of the agreement shall be for 15 years. Section 2, this resolution shall take effect immediately. The question of the adoption of the foregoing resolution was duly put to a vote and was thereupon declared duly adopted.
What project is that?
Solar,
Monteros,
yeah, he's getting more.
And they're only giving us how much money?
4,000,
Because the
was
county
2%.
established, remember we talked
That's
about,
12%.
I'm sorry to interrupt,
The real number.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even get.
School district gets
I understand that,
60%.
but what I'm saying is that we actually do a resolution,
Because if we don't accept the resolution, we get nothing.
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
and I'm sorry, but who,
The county established it.
the county established that amount of money for us to accept.
And what are they getting out of it? What's the school
Well,
district
the
getting?
The school district is getting, I
Yes.
believe they're getting like $32,000.
Yes, and the county's getting,
62% for the school district,
Uh-huh,
yeah,
uh-huh,
12% for the town.
yeah.
that's why we don't want them here.
That's not the only reason either, man.
No, I know.
Sorry, I'm sorry to.
You know I know
I'm
that.
just answering
I
the
know
question.
it.
I'm sorry, I
And
just,
That's okay.
for clarification for people, because no one, I mean, I went to Michelle because she was on the planning board with us, and these guys come in here and
Right.
put toxic waste dumps in our community and then give us $4,000, we get $4,000 out of
Is that one of your projects?
it. Yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure.
Any further discussion on that?
Yeah, I, would like to table the vote on this resolution if we could, because I don't know enough about, this is the first time I'm encountering the resolution and I haven't had time to look into it further.
I agree.
You should make a motion. Surprised it wasn't brought up for discussion prior to the resolution.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I just got it like at 4:49.
Well, it doesn't mean you have to wait for it.
Yeah, no,
Discuss it.
absolutely, I'm not disagreeing with you at
That's why
all.
we're tabling it.
I think it's important for the public to know that this law was put into effect and we're getting the brunt of the situation. And also the pilot, depending on what agreement was made, you know, for them to clean this stuff up if they take off on us, you know, and do we have a
Yeah,
bond?
that's the decommissioning, yeah.
The decommissioning, no one ever knows about that until after the fact either. And the town board is really in a tough spot here, because when these guys take off, you're gonna have to tell the taxpayers they're gonna have to clean up a toxic waste dump.
Can I ask you a
I'll
question?
make a motion that we table this resolution.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Denise, can I ask a question about this? Very easy. Is it using the same road bed that the now one that is by Barbara and Ken's driveway?
Yes,
Cross
They're
from the
gonna use
driveway.
that same
Yes,
road bed, aren't they?
yeah, they're in there
No
working on
more
it now.
extra poles.
Well, there's all kinds of poles
There's all
on it.
kinds of
Well,
bills there.
I know, I remember was fighting against all this.
Excuse me, can we go back to the prior resolution that we were talking about in terms of the exhibit that's going up? I thought part of it was to discuss how it's actually going to be done.
No, we didn't put that in the resolution.
Will we ever know so that it can actually start to get done?
I'm happy to talk about it. We've talked about it, and it used to be hung on panels. And so that's what we're going to try to do, is get panels. They're called hollow core panels.
So nothing will happen to the walls?
No.
No. But the hollow core panels will replicate what was done at the church. And we'll be able to put nails, and actually, I think Mark, he's sitting here, he recommended the hollow core panels. So that we don't have to put holes in any walls, and we also will be able to replicate how the exhibit was the first time with the groupings as you described. But we do need to talk soon about that number of panels to get and how the groupings will be done. Did you want to do that?
No, I'm wondering where the funds for the panels are coming
It's
from.
coming from the cultural events account.
Okay, so it's not the town contributing to that.
Also, the county, is giving us $2,500 toward the events for the 250th anniversary for the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and we can, use some of the funds, for that.
Panels are not very expensive at all, and we probably
Okay.
think about 6 or 7 more, right, is what you bought.
I don't know how big the exhibit is, but not a lot.
Okay.
So
It has to be stable, it has to be unpermanent, be able to move. Yeah, we've also got, like, it happens at a time when I think there is a ZBA possibly meeting, like just days before it, and so there's not a lot of time to set it up or to take it down before another meeting.
Well,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, upcoming meetings. Planning board meeting Thursday, May 14th.
There is no planning board meeting. April handed me this. There's no planning board meeting scheduled for May 14th, as there were no agenda items or requests to be on the agenda until after it was created and sent to all planning board members. And the information has to be in at least 10 days prior to the scheduled meeting. She's enjoying that very much.
I'm sure she is.
Okay, grievance day, Wednesday, May 27th, from 4 PM to 8 PM. Town board work meeting, Thursday, May 28th, at 7 PM. Zoning Board of Appeals meeting, Monday, June 3rd. Town board regular meeting, Monday, June 8th, at 7 PM. Resolution 84, 2026, resolution to authorize supervisor to pay the audited claims. Whereas the town clerk has presented claims to the town board for audit and review, and whereas the town board has audited claims 2026-05-01 to 2026-05-30. Now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to pay claims 2026-0501 to 2026-05-30, and be it further resolved that the town clerk will prepare an abstract and hold it for public review until June 30th, 2026. Can I have a motion?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
General, $21,759.14. Sewer, one, $10,393.49. Street lighting, one, $1,958.85. Street lighting, two, $290.03. Total, $34,401.51. I do have a letter from Sean Groden, our county administrator. As the construction of the new Greene County Justice Center nears completion, we are pleased to announce that a formal dedication ceremony will be held on Friday, July 3rd, 2026, as part of our countywide Rev 250 celebration. During this event, we will also be filling, sealing, and burying a 50-year time capsule. To ensure that this capsule represents the full breadth of our county's communities, we are requesting contributions from each town and village. Items may include letters to future residents, brief community histories, small symbolic items, or other appropriately sized mementos that reflect your municipality in 2026. Please submit your contributions no later than June 1st so that they may be categorized and properly prepared for inclusion.
Well, sounds like fun.
Okay, can we make a motion to adjourn?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
They mail it to you. Yeah, me too.